this is Svein on the SRS channel back again, and today we're gonna have a look at the Mondo 1/6 scale Masters of the Universe He-Man figure. And yeah, this is the front of the box that resembles the Castle Grayskull with the front gate here. There's the side, the graphics just continue around the box. On the back here, and there's the other side, and yeah, the sleeve can come off, and then you get this nice picture on the front of the box there. Mine got some scuff marks though, but yeah, a nice picture there. And on the back you get that same picture in colors, and yeah, this is their reimagination of the characters from the Masters of the Universe line, and yeah, there's a little bit mix between the old classic cartoon, the movie, the toy, and etc. So it's kind of its own thing. So yeah, the box also have the Masters of the Universe logo on top there. Just some warnings on the bottom. There is this magnetic flap with the window display here. There you see the figure on the right and the Castle Grayskull emblem on the left. And yeah, there is also a story here, so if I get the camera a little bit closer, and if you put the video on pause, you should be able to read that just fine, like so. So yeah, let me open the box and we'll get to the contents. Inside the box you find these dual layers of clamshell. So on the top one you got the figure and some hands and all this, and in the other one you find the accessories. So as per usual, we go over the accessories first. Oops. Yeah, I also need to mention that you can also take out the backdrop inside the box if you want to use that for your display, but yeah, you have that. First up, we have this beautiful axe, if I can focus. There's his battle axe. And there's tons of paint here, and really beautiful done, weathering and everything. Everything is plastic, and it feels like it's hollow plastic, this piece at least. A little bit on the lighter side, but that's good because the joints on the figure is supposed to support the weight. But yeah, nicely detailed with the chrome and everything here. Or not exactly chrome though, but silver paint, bronze paint, some gold paint, yeah, really nicely done. Yeah, ambulance passing by. You also get this rifle or machine gun, laser gun, really nicely molded and painted, and all the weathering beautifully done by Mondo. No moving parts here though, but yeah, really nicely done. I also have this gun done the same way. Beautiful sculpt work, really nice weathering and paint work on this. Again, no moving parts, not that I can see at least. You also get this sword, nicely weathered and painted. You see some battle damage here. Yeah, sorry about that, my phone was ringing. The sword, yeah. This is his other sword. Nicely done, gold paint, brown paint on the handle here, gold paint on the butt end here, the pommel or whatever they call it. Done in grey and silver. Yeah, nicely done. I approve of this sword. Over to his more iconic weapons. You have his shield. It comes in two pieces here. Let me pull out this one, and this one goes. It isn't keyed in any way, is it? Yeah, it's keyed. There's a slight angular cut there, and if you look at these handles, you'll see that on this end there's also this angular cut. It's not quite square, and it's not on the other side, so this is actually keyed and goes in like so. So if we go back to zooming here, this is his battle shield. It's got a little bit more heft to it than the other weapons. Feels solid. Nicely painted. You see the reds here, and it really resembles the original toy shield and what they had in the cartoons and comics, but with the Mondo's own twist on it. And yeah, you just take this piece off, put it in the hand of the figure. I assume it doesn't come more apart than this, does it? Nope. So yeah, you put this piece in the hand of the figure and slide the hand or the shield onto the arm and put the hand onto the figure and peg this back into the shield, and yeah, there you have it. That's the shield. You also got this sword sheath for his power sword with the Battle Cat helmet on the end here. Nicely painted and sculpted as well. Looks like leather strappings here. And there's some fabrics of sorts down inside the sheath, so you don't scratch up the sword. These can be angled so you can attach it to the back of the figure. We'll get back to that. Really nice piece, by the way. Which leads to this beautiful sword. This is my favorite fantasy sword. I always loved the Masters of the Universe power sword. I just like the design of it. and really beautiful done with grey and silver paint on the sword blade itself. And we can start at the bottom here. At the pommel you have this two-sided skull with a helmet and a spike on top. It's a little bit sharp, so be careful. Nicely painted, and the wrappings here. It's a two-piece thing because they've glued the handle on. How can I tell? Because I see a cut here that goes all the way around, and it's a little bit of gap here and not here, and there's a slight warp in the handle here. So be careful so you don't break your sword here in the handle intersection here. It's nicely painted and sculpted with the details here and the battle damage and everything on both sides. And you see the blade here with the broad end that tapers down to the tip here. Double-edged, beautiful sword. And of course that fits in the sheath there, like so. Really cool. And last thing in this bottom piece of accessories, you also get this stand. It's a stand. It got this shape to it, but no decals on top. But I got this beautiful M on the back here with the sculpt work and stuff. This should have been on this side and not this is a beautiful. I would love to have my figure standing on this piece, but I guess I can though, just put it on the shelf like this and figure on top, because I've heard people say it stands really nicely on its own. But yeah, why put this amount of sculpt work into the bottom of a stand? Beats me though, but yeah. It's a square or a broad peg piece here that should go into with ease into the stand like so. Really had to jam it in there, but it stays though. It won't go anywhere. And if anything, I probably didn't get it all the way down, but yeah. Other than that, I got a slightly different crotch piece here on the stand. It doesn't grab all the way around, so it doesn't show too much on the front of the figure. But yeah, it's a really nice stand. But it's just a stand, and it's a shame that they chose to have this on the bottom and not on the top of the stand here. But yeah. Let's move over to the clamshell with the figure. And here is the top part of the clamshell stack, the upper piece with the figure. The figure is covered in a sheath of plastic here, and so is the extra head sculpt. We'll look at the accessories first. The figure comes with tight fists on the figure already, and we also get several hands here. And this is a gun holding hand for his left hand, and you also get one for his right hand. They're just mirrored, and they're in decent enough paint here. I see some mold flesh here though, but yeah, that's not important to me unless it's really obvious. Got some ball hinge action here. All the hands have its own ball hinge. It feels pretty tight. Fat big pegs here. Yeah. You also get a pair of sword holding hands. They are also mirrored, and you can use them to hold both the sword and the shield. It's really pliable, so you shouldn't have any problems getting the hands or the shield, the swords or the shields into the hands though. In addition, you also get this figure. I have no idea at all what this is. Propeller on the tail here can spin. These antennas here are ball jointed so they can pose. Other than that, I don't see any other cuts or anything to pose it. Really cute figure though, if I can get it in focus here. Yeah, really cute, nicely painted and shaded. And yeah, he comes with this stand. If I can get it out of the box, we'll do it the easy way. We plug in the stand like so. I think I got it all the way down there. I think yes, I should. And the stand just plug into a little hole here at some sort of angle. You better be careful when you put it on though. It doesn't go too far into it though, but yeah. The stand supports the figure, so yeah, no issues there. Putting it to the side for the moment. And last accessory here before we get to the figure is the included toy accurate head. I've seen some classic He-Man, vintage He-Man figures lately on YouTube, and yeah, it looks like the toy figure. Nice sculpt, nice paint job. See if I can get it a little bit closer. But yeah, I think the head is a little bit too fat or too chubby, to put it that way, compared to the actual cartoon model though. But yeah, if you want the toy head, you got the toy head. Yeah, and finally we have the figure. And oops, and his arms comes covered in plastic, and there's also plastic under this harness. If it's possible to remove it without ripping it apart, doesn't look like so. So I can just pull that out, and yeah, there's the figure. There's his stand. The head sculpt on this figure, it's a little bit closer to the actual cartoon, but not by much. I think it resembles the, was it 2009, I think they rebooted that, the Masters of the Universe line. It looks a little bit more like that head sculpt. It's nicely painted though. Looks a little bit cross-eyed, but yeah, nicely painted and sculpted. The harness is the same type of harness, but it's more leather hair on this one than on the classic figure and the cartoons and comics. It looks more like the harness in the Dolph Lundgren movie. You also have that classic emblem on the chest there. You have his gauntlets, they are a bit more futuristic too. On the classic figure it's just plain bronze on both sides. The belt is a little different too, and he has this skirt piece that's made up of several pieces, as you can see. Nicely done though. And the boots, they are one or two pieces. Yeah, there are two pieces. There's a swivel on an angle here. So yeah, got fur on top here of the boots. The body itself, it's hard plastic. You can see the joints there. It's nicely painted and shaded all over. Here's the back of the figure where you can attach the sword. We'll look into that in a second. And yeah, there's the back of the figure, like so. And yeah, this is my first 1/6 scale figure done by Mondo. And if I pull the camera as far away as I can here, like so, you get the figure in focus. Now I heard other people say it's a slightly bigger scale than your average 1/6 scale figure, so let's pick one down and see. We'll just grab my custom Desmond Miles here for comparison. He is built on a TTM18 body with a Hot Toys Ezio sculpt that's modded on him, and you can see shoulder to shoulder they are about the same height. Head to head they are roughly the same height, but the difference here is proportions. The legs and the entire body on that He-Man figure is a lot more massive than your average 1/6 scale figure, but he's the strongest man in the universe too, so why not? With the scale looking okay on this figure, yeah, I think it will fit right in with the rest of the 1/6 scale figures. If you don't like the skirt on this He-Man figure, I've seen that it's possible to pop off the upper body from the hip piece and remove the skirt, and under the skirt, if I can lift it up here, it's a floating piece. And if we move camera back into the light here, Under the skirt there is your classic underwear with the golden belt that vintage classic figures had. If you prefer to display a figure with that instead. Attaching that sword sheath. Yeah, let's find out how to do that. I think you just angle these to whichever side you prefer it to. Turn around the figure and they shall hook onto the belt piece here. And if I'm not too bloody wrong here, it should go about something like that, if the figure can stand here. Come on, stand under your stand. So, and that's how you attach the scarab to the back of his harness here. And now you can just slide the sword back down. And there you have your He-Man. For the swapping out hands and stuff, let's see how easy that is. So we're gonna pull off his left hand here. It went pretty easily. Take the shield handle here and we wrap the hand around it more or less like so, and then we slide the shield piece onto his hand here or arm. We reattach the hand, and if everything sits right now, yeah, look at that, guys. Okay, gives us a chance to look at one of the wrist pegs. This is how they look like inside, with ratchets. Mine fell apart, so I have to glue that, but you got the idea, guys. You put in the hand and let's see if we can get it to work here. Maybe. I forgot to slide on this the shield, but yeah, you get the idea, guys. That's how you put on the shield. And since that wrist peg blew apart, I need to fix that somehow. I won't be displaying him with the shield anyway though, but yeah, that's how you do that. So yeah, what do I think about this He-Man figure? Well, considering that the wrist peg blew apart, it didn't feel that confident. Considering that joints are so tight, I don't feel confident to try to test my luck either, but it looks like you can do at least a 90-degree bend at the arms here. I've seen some other review videos that you can put the figures in some really nice dynamic poses, but you can't go exactly crazy with it. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and as always, please hit that thumbs up if you liked the video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Bye bye.